Okay, so the purpose of this video is to demonstrate in a little more detail what's happening with this import code. So this file, CS file to DB, is importing the CSV file data, which can be as a comma-separated list of whatever. But in the case of Google categories, we've got a slash in between each category and their successive parent categories. So we have to go through these a row at a time, and then we have to split on the slashes so we know what comes next. And we also, if you look at each one of these, for instance, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 categories here, each one a parent category of the other. But I want you to look at those as slots, with the first one being a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've got 4 columns of data as you come down and start working through these, because the order number becomes very important as we progress through this file. That there's a pointer system that was devised in order to make this work. So we connect to the database. Obviously, that's got to be done. We load a few functions that we use. We name the file that we're going to import. We create something called the big array, which is a snippet I found online. I create some maximum likely number of columns. So I said 4. There are, in fact, 8 possible. I think there's 7 possible, and we overkilled it by 1 in case I missed something. That means there's from a parent to the last child, there can be as many as 8 different positions. That's what that POS stands for. Then we start looping through the data. Here we detect the presence of the slash, which is the category delimiter, which is named here. Okay, if it exists, we start cycling through. We explode on that slash to create an array. We determine what the actual category is based on this tail category. The tail category basically grabs the last one on that array, so we know what this particular category is. The position in the array, if we're talking about those 4 or 8 items or whatever, this tells us which position that this particular item is in. If there were only 3, it would be position number 3. If there were 7, it would be position number 7. It also tells us whether or not they're increasing or decreasing. So as we go through this, we're out here from apparel to apparel accessories, we're increasing. Bags and packs, we're increasing, and so on, we're increasing. Now with briefcases, we're no longer increasing. We're just going straight down. They are the same parent. Now here on belts and suspenders, we're decreasing. Now we're stationary again. We're stationary all the way down to ties, and then we're decreasing to clothing. That's what this tells us, is whether we're going out or coming in. That becomes important so that we can ensure things are as they need to be in the final product. Here, depending on whether it is increasing the same or decreasing, we change what the category ID is going to be and what the order by is going to be. Order bys are important. I think I need to touch on this. So for instance, you see the 0 right here? That's an order by variable that I've painted to make it obvious and help you learn this. So every new parent gets assigned a 0. Everything under that is in the same vertical column gets numbered in sequence, 1, 2, 3. So you see here we have 0 is the root, 0, the first increase gets a 0, then we get a 1, 2, 3, 4, and all of these are numbered in sequence to the last category. But if I click on one of these, well, because that's another brand new parent, the brand new parent gets a 0. And again, it's 1, 2, 3. Everything that's directly beneath it gets numbered in sequence. We click another one, the first one gets a 0. Every time you see a first one, they get a 0. Everything underneath it, 1, 2, 3, so on. This is what determines what order all of these things are going to be displayed in from the very first one to the very last one. So that's what this order by does for us. Some of this, like this div you see here, that's just to paint a picture of what's happening on the screen, so that when we draw this out like this, when we actually run the import, the person doing the import can get a sense of what has happened. It doesn't get stored in the database. Now this is actually where the database storage occurs. We're storing this in our own options table that we've created for all of our plugins. If you're a developer of some other program, you just need this is all you care about: the categories, the description, the order by, the category ID, and then you can put these in any table you want to. My print error is just a function that lets me know if something failed. So we've got a function. There it is. So if something failed to insert, we wanted to insert it and it failed, we'll get a flag. So it might be that Google stuck a strange character in there that caused our database insert to hiccup. It will be displayed for us. And here at the end, we change some of the order by information before we reloop it. So this is a concatenated variable that will basically say position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, depending on what position this particular category is, order by equal, and then assign it the correct order by based on where it is in the whole scheme of things and whether it's going up or down and so on. And that is that technology in a nutshell. And when you run that, it's going to take all. It's going to take this. By the way, this is the Google's category ID, and even though it's not put in the category structure, it won't be displayed to the end user. It is deposited right here in this description area. This is the category ID where it says row data 0. We're parsing row data 1 and breaking it down into our categories, but 0 is the Google category ID that we can use in the future in whatever way we see fit. That's it. I think we've covered it, and I hope that helps you in your efforts. Bye-bye.